Hello world, Son here, ready to shine some light. How you feeling today? How you breathing today? How you been checking your breathing? You gotta watch it. Make sure you watch your breathing. Breathing is everything, right? Because we breathe every day. It's pretty much the most repetitive thing we do in our lives, right? We breathe every single day. It doesn't matter what kind of weather, right? Like right now it's cloudy. It's a cloudy day. I guess that's okay. Especially being a sun gazer, right? It just shows me a change of scenery. It just shows me how life is constantly transforming. And that's a beautiful thing. The world is there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on with the world right now, and you know, everybody got their subjective view on it. You know, some people might say, there's a lot of bad going on. Some people might say there's a lot of good going on. I say it's a choice. It's a choice, But upon making this choice, you have to ask yourself, how is this choice serving me? Does it make me feel good that there's a lot of things going on? Good or bad? Vice versa. Right? It's a choice. You can choose to live life hating how the world is, or you can choose how to live life appreciating it. It's all a choice. As a sun gazer, I turn my negative energy into light. So that means it's not that I don't have negative emotions. Cause they come, they pass by. That's all they do. They pass by. Just like the weather, right? Life is constantly transforming. Life is constantly changing. Life is beautiful. But life is only beautiful because I choose to see it that way. So, if you want to turn negative energy into light, what do you do? How do I do that? Well, as a sun gazer, I sun gaze. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. I sun gaze. Staring into the light increases your serotonin levels. Serotonin is a chemical that goes through your body that makes you feel good. So when I sun gaze, I usually sun gaze in the morning time. Right when I wake up. That's like the first thing I do. Well, it's not the first thing I do. First, I wake up in the morning, then I go drink some water. And then either I go outside, plant my feet, or I would, I have a little tray full of soil and I would just plant myself there. If I can't go outside, at the moment, I would just plant my feet and I'll sun gaze. And that's the first thing I do. So my thoughts, my emotions, they're all very minimalized. Minimal. I said it funny. My emotions are kept very simple when I go about that. SunGazing is a beautiful thing for me because it really does make me feel good. Because I choose to take that path. See, before I used to be a victim. I used to be a victim to circumstances. You know, whenever I encounter a situation that would get me mad, that would get me aggravated, you know, I would. It's not that I choose to want to stay there, but you know, subconsciously I got this in my head where I can't do anything about it, and this is just how life is. So it would mess up my day, whatever the situation is. It would just mess up my day, and I would hold on to it, even to like the next day. I'm like, remember when blah 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 blah, right? Not knowing that this is the path that I'm actually choosing to go. I used to hang around with a lot of gangs, and you know, I would do things that would put me in that state of negative energy, not realizing that it's actually a choice. You know, I can choose to feel that way. You know, did that make me tough? No. It didn't make me tough at all. There's nothing, in my subjective view, I guess there's nothing tough about that. You know, how easy it is for something to just switch my emotions in a negative standpoint so fast. That's what I call the emotional mousetrap. A lot of people in the world, they come across this emotional mousetrap. You know, they see the cheese, vegan cheese. They see it and it looks good, it tastes good, it should be the appropriate thing to do. I should do this because this person did that. You know, but is it coming from the heart? How easy it is to fall for the emotional mousetrap. You know. So in my perspective, I was weak. I was weak-minded. You know. So my mind didn't correlate with how my heart felt. And I understand that now. How easy it is to point the finger, you know, to put the blame on somebody else because of personal circumstances. I lost my power. I lost my power at those times. I've given somebody or something else my power. And just saying that, you know, this is just how it is. I have to be this way. I have to feel this way. You know. I've desensitized my emotions. But when you get in touch with them, they really do help you. You know, they help you address things that you never wanted to address. And that heals the heart chakra. That heals it. It's a beautiful thing when you heal your heart chakra because you really get to understand yourself. You get to understand your authentic self. See, I've been vegan for been vegan for 10 months now. I haven't eaten meat in like a year and a month. Yeah, like 13, 14 months now. But I've been vegan almost a year now, and it allowed me to just understand compassion. Not only for animals, but for human beings as well. Now, when I first started, it was pretty hectic. I tell people like, hey, this is my diet now. Like this is what I eat. I don't eat dairy no more. I don't eat meat no more. I stay away from that. And, some of them will bash me a little bit. Like, yo, what are you eating? You just eating some salad? Like, yeah, I'm eating some damn salad. Yeah, I'm eating some damn salad. And at first, it used to get to me because, I was out of my circle of people that I associate with. I was the only one that was vegan. I never met a vegan, and at that time, I never met a vegan, and it was trying for me. It really tested me, and what made me break through that was I was able to see, like, okay, I went through an experience, my personal experience, to feel these feelings, and for me to try to see how they're thinking allowed me to have compassion. I'm like, okay, they never felt how I felt. They don't feel how I feel. And that's okay. That's okay. I watched Earthlings. I watched the whole thing. I didn't watch a piece of it. I didn't watch 5 minutes. I watched the whole documentary. I don't even think I even blinked. It was traumatizing for me and allowed me to have that certain compassion. Like, hey, this actually doesn't look right. This is my subjective view. So when I see somebody eat meat, and I can't look at them like say, oh, this meat eater, you eat meat, that's disgusting. That's silly. Humans aren't the only ones that eat meat. Bears eat meat. Tigers eat meat, lions eat meat. So if I can have compassion for animals in that way, I can also do that for human beings. My reflections. That allowed me to love life in a totally different way. It allowed me to turn negative energy into light. And I just love how I'm living, So how do we get away from the emotional mousetrap? Well, you kind of gotta look at how it is. You gotta look at the trap. Analyze it from an observer point of view. And that takes removing the ego. The ego does a lot of things. I'm not saying that the ego is a bad thing, because the ego is part of ourselves. The ego can actually help us, but you have to ask yourself, in that situation, is the ego serving you, or is it hindering you? There's a flip side to everything. You can choose to take a failure as an opportunity, or you can take failure as failure. I don't say either you win or you lose anymore. I say either you win or you learn. And I choose to take my life as, okay, whatever situation happens, it's there for me to grow. It's there for me to expand. And I love it. Make the choice. Stay bright, because you are the light. Peace.